This is the latest concerning the European gas energy shortage. I didn't even know Nigeria had so much production of oil and gas. They even have offshore reserves. Putin panics as Nigeria offers to plug EU's Russian gas supply shortage. Nigeria has stepped in to help the European Union. The bloc is scrambling to find alternative energy supplies to end dependence on Russia and Putin's gas supplies. And one of the worst countries, of course, needing for production is Germany. The EU's new energy strategy, published earlier this month, details how it will slash energy ties with Russia. The bloc plans to cut Russian oil and gas imports by 2/3 by the end of this year, and then permanently part ways with Russia by the year 2030. But as the EU currently depends on Russia for over 40% of its gas, 25% of its oil imports, and 46% of its coal, it sparked fears around its energy security. The strategy involves encouraging boosting imports from alternative producers of liquefied natural gas, LNG, such as the European Union. Now Nigeria has stepped in to present itself as the new alternative supplier. In a meeting on Friday, March 25th, with EU diplomats in Abuja, Nigerian Minister for Petroleum Reserves, Timipre Silva, said that his country is ready to become an alternative gas supplier to the European Union bloc. That's great news for Europe. Mr. Silva encouraged energy giants like Shell, Eni, and Total Energies to ramp up investment in Nigeria gas sector. Now, the share of gas supply from Russia: 100% Bosnia-Herzegovina, 100% Macedonia, North Macedonia, 100% Moldova, 94% goes to Finland, Latvia needs 93%, Serbia 89%, Estonia 79%, Bulgaria 77%, Slovakia 70%, Croatia 68%. All the Baltics here, as we can see. Czech Republic 66%, Austria 64%. Greece is over half of the energy comes from Russia. Gas supply, that's 51%. Germany 49%, Italy 46%, Lithuania 41%, Poland 40%, Hungary 40%, Slovenia 40%, France 24%, Netherlands 11%, Romania 10%, and Georgia 6%. So you can understand the necessity for immediate alternative sources. It also comes after Shell pulled out of Russia energy projects worth billions in response to Russia's actions in Ukraine. Mr. Silva said, "We would like to be a reliable partner to solve the energy problem in Europe, and we can only achieve this by working together. It's only when investment in these areas is increased in that Nigeria can meet that obligation," he said. Data from 2015 indicates that Nigeria produced over 3 million cubic feet of natural gas, making it the 12th largest producer in the world at that time. So that was about 7 years ago. Around 31% of the natural gas was exported to other countries. As the EU is hoping to diversify gas sources as part of its new strategy, Nigeria is seen as the opportunity. Other countries are racing to sell energy to Europe as well. The US has said it will work to supply 15 billion cubic meters of liquid natural gas to EU market this year. Last week, a fact sheet released by the White House said the Commission will be working with EU member states to ensure they can receive about 50 billion cubic meters of additional LNG until at least 2030. Also eager to take a slice out of the pie is Algeria, which currently sends significant volumes of gas to Spain, Italy, and Portugal. Algeria, Niger, and Nigeria's recently struck a deal to build the multi-billion 4.128 kilometer Trans-Sahara gas pipeline. It will run through the three countries into Europe, transporting 30 billion cubic meters of gas per year once it comes online. The three partners are scrambling to attract commercial investments in the project, and Mr. Silva slated the EU for previously ignoring Nigeria's resources and slashing investments in fossil fuels. He said one of the things we warned against earlier was the speed with which EU was taking away investments in fossil fuels. We warned that the speed was faster than they were developing renewable energies. And he was right, obviously. He says that you can see now that we were warning against is what is happening now. In the last 10 years, over $70 billion worth of investments came to Africa, but sadly less than $4 billion came to Nigeria. He says, surprisingly, we are the biggest in Africa. If we cannot attract investments to Nigeria, you know we are where we are heading. And now the EU's foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, has admitted that the EU bloc has been negotiating with gas-producing countries, including Algeria, about ramping up LNG production. So that's good. Algeria and Nigeria, and also the pipeline. That's great. This is by Jacob Paul Express UK. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.